So question 20 says, Maurice drew an angle larger than a right angle. Then he made it into a triangle by drawing a third side. What kind of triangle did Maurice draw? So you started off by making an angle that is larger than a right angle. So we know right angles are kind of like this, but the angle that he drew was larger. So it was kind of opened up more, a little something like that. Who remembers? What do we call those angles that are bigger than a right angle? Jaylene? Very good. We call that an obtuse angle. But he didn't stop there. He made his obtuse angle, and then he added another line to make it a triangle. So he took the obtuse angle, he made it into a triangle, and they want to know what kind of triangle did he draw? We have acute triangle, right triangle, obtuse triangle, or intersecting triangle. Who can tell me what answer choice you think is the best one? Is it F, G, H, or J? Alexa, what do you think? H, an obtuse triangle. You are absolutely correct. An obtuse triangle is a triangle that has one obtuse angle. A right triangle is one that has one right angle. And here in the one that he drew, there's no right angles. They even told us that the angle he drew, the angle he started with, was larger than a right angle. And an acute triangle is a triangle with three, sorry, with three acute angles. But this triangle can't have three acute angles because one of them is obtuse. The last one, intersecting triangle, it's not actually a thing. Intersecting just means lines that run into each other or cross. And if you're drawing a triangle, then all of your lines have to cross. Otherwise, you don't have a triangle. Otherwise, you have either a different shape or an open shape. Yes, Alexa. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Question 21. We've got a few questions left, and we're done with this. Question 21 says 4 lines are shown below. So you've got line A, line B, line C, and line D. And it says which 2 lines appear to be perpendicular. We talked about perpendicular lines the other day. Perpendicular lines, what did we say was, I guess you could say special about them? What was special or something that perpendicular lines had to do? Violet? If they're parallel lines, you're right. But perpendicular lines are different. So they do cross, and do you remember what happens when they cross, Violet? No. Okay, that's fine. So remember, perpendicular and parallel both start with that letter P. But in the word parallel, there's a clue that tells you what that word means. So right here, Violet, the 2 L's, that's how you know parallel is the one with the lines that don't touch. Perpendicular doesn't have those 2 L's next to each other. So perpendicular is the one that has lines that do touch. But they don't just have to touch. They have to run into each other and then something happens. They have to make a certain kind of angle. What was the kind of angle they have to make? Jaylene? It has to look like a letter T, either capital or lowercase. And that means that if they're making that letter T, either a capital T or a lowercase t, that when perpendicular lines cross, they have to make right angles. So that means that in this problem, we need to look for the lines that are making right angles. So let's have a look at these answer choices and check these lines and see which ones make the right angles. A says lines A and D. Okay, here's line A, here's line D. I'm going to take my sticky note. I'm going to put the vertex, the corner of my sticky note, into the vertex, the corner of my angle. I'm going to try to make it fit as best as I can, but that's about as good as I can get it. So I can see that one of my sides is kind of sticking out. What kind of angle do I have if one of these sides is sticking out away from the sticky note? JD? An obtuse angle. Very good. We said we wanted right angles. So, Jadine, is this what we're looking for? No, we're not looking for this. Okay, B says lines B and D. So here's line B, here's line D. Let's check again. Vertex of my sticky note, the corner, goes into the vertex of my lines. Ooh, I like that. That fits really well. What kind of angle do I have if my sticky note fits perfectly in my lines? Noah? A right angle. Noah, is that what I'm looking for? Yeah, it is. So this one, maybe. I want to double check and make sure no other lines make a right angle. But that one's probably going to be it, unless I made a mistake. C, lines B and C. B and C. Okay. Vertex of my sticky note, vertex of my lines, and let's see what I can do. No, I can't really get it to fit because I always cover up the other line. I can see one of my lines, but the other one's covered up. What kind of angle is it if my sticky note doesn't fit, if the angle is too small? Kylie? This is an acute angle. Kylie, am I looking for acute angles? No. And answer choice D says line C and D. Here's line C. Here's line D. Vertex of my sticky note. Vertex of my angle. Okay, let's see if I can make it fit. No, this one doesn't fit because there's a line sticking out. Jadine, what kind of angle is this if it's sticking out? Another obtuse angle. And Jadine, is that what we're looking for? No. Well, there's only one. Yep, there's only one that had a right angle. It's answer choice B.